Good chance we're going to end up in a deal. And so we're giving it 5 days, and then we're going to see where that takes us. And I would say at the end of this period, I think it could very well end up being a very good deal for everybody, as good as if we went all the way and just literally annihilated the place, which if we don't have to do that, that would be a good thing, not a bad thing.
President Trump sounding optimistic about a possible end to the Iran conflict. This as we get some new numbers on the stats of Operation Epic Fury. 9,000 targets struck, 9,000 combat flights, 140 Iranian vessels damaged or destroyed. From the weekend strikes, you can see all over the country of Iran, Israeli and U.S. strikes hitting various targets. Let's get reaction tonight from Fox News chief political analyst Brit Hume. Brit, good evening. You know, the president now saying he wants to give this diplomacy a chance and give it 5 days. He's getting criticized for that. He was getting criticized for going in at the beginning. Where are your thoughts tonight on all this?
Well, I think it's true that there's some negotiations going on. The question that faces the administration, of course, is whether whoever they're talking to is really in charge. You know, there are all kinds of reports about dissension within the ranks in Iran. Statements get put out and retracted and so on. So that's question number one. And then, of course, question number two, obviously, is whether whatever deal can be struck is going to satisfy the president and indeed our Israeli allies. So there's some, this is one of these situations where militarily we've pretty well won this. The thing we have to watch out for, which is the thing that bedeviled us in other enterprises like this, is, you win the war, then you have to make sure that you also win the peace. And as we proved in Iraq, it's possible to win the war and lose the peace. So the administration confronts some opportunities here and some challenges. And it also is playing by a set of rules that seem to be dreamed up by people who are critical of the administration and indeed of the United States in general, which is if we fight a war, we have to have no or virtually no casualties. We have to have no losses of military equipment or virtually none. We have to have whatever objectives anybody in an administration ever announces must be fully and completely met, or the whole thing will be judged a failure. So there's political peril here. The media coverage has been atrocious in the sense that it has taken a negative view at every turn. And so the president has to confront that as well. A challenging atmosphere, but one, I think, in which there's real opportunity.
Yeah. I spoke to the president's peace envoy, Steve Witkoff. They are having discussions. They are making progress, in his words, on a number of different specific fronts, kind of backing up what the president said there. But as far as who that person is they're dealing with, here's the president being asked about that. Take a listen.
The people that seem to be running it, and they seem that based on really fact, because things they've said have taken place.
Mr. President,
again.
Mr. President, I know you've deployed.
Because I don't want them to be killed. Okay? I don't want them to be killed.
So the objective between what the U.S. wants and the objective of what Israel wants could be two different things at this point.
That's true, Brett, but I think, every time we come to this pass, and we've seen it several times about there being a division between the U.S. and Israel, it seems either to get patched up or never to have existed at all. I'm not saying that there aren't some differences of goals here, but so far this has been a remarkably coherent two-nation coalition against Iran. With the division of labor being very effective in the sense, for example, on the first day, we provided the intelligence as to where all those leaders were meeting, and Israel carried out the strike that killed them all. So I think, we need to watch this carefully.
One more thing, Britt. Over the weekend, created quite a stir, and that's the president's Truth Social post on the death of Robert Mueller, former FBI director. Robert Mueller has just died. Good. I'm glad he's dead. He can no longer hurt innocent people. President Donald J. Trump. A lot of reaction to that, both sides of the aisle, people weighing in. Here's some of it from the weekend.
This is the President of the United States talking about a former FBI director, someone who had a career of public service, and to be that disrespectful. I guess I shouldn't be shocked anymore.
Is it appropriate for the president to celebrate the death of any American citizen,
Again,
Mr. Secretary?
I think that given what has been done to President Trump and his family, it is impossible for either of us to understand what he has been through.